this is Gina. Today I thought I'd do a little bead haul because I have just went to the Bead Fest in Denver at the Denver Merchandise Mart. It's there every year and it coincides with the Gem and Mineral Show. So I wanted to show you what I bought and what we're going to play with coming up here, mixed in with, of course, my huge hoard of other beads. But anyway, the first thing I wanted to do was I wanted to talk about Teresa Summerly. It's very sad that the beading community has lost her, and she was a voice of reason. I'm going to miss her a lot. She was easy to talk to. She was easy to get support from. She would fight for things that were right, and she would fight against things that were wrong, and I really am going to miss her. And I just wanted to put that out there that I wanted her audience to know that I was her audience too, and her friend on Facebook. And I never knew her personally, but I did talk to her several times and chat with her, and I really, really enjoyed her. And I'm really sad that she is gone. And I just hope she rests in peace. So let's look at some beads after that sad note and see what we have here. Okay, so I want to start with the gemstones that I bought because gemstones were my first love. They're the reason that I learned how to make jewelry. I was collecting gemstones, and I liked the strands of opaque gemstones or amethyst or anything that I could get nice big pieces of rock on a strand. I thought it was great. But they started getting outrageously expensive, and I found that I could buy the stones in bead form much cheaper and make them myself and have a whole bunch of gemstone stuff. So hence the name Gina's Gem Creations. That's how I started. And then later I started finding different ways of doing things. I was a little bored with stringing. You can only get so creative. I mean, there was things that I did that was much different than just plain stringing. I did try some wire work, and I did do quite a few different styles of things, but then I kind of gravitated towards bead weaving, and that's where I've stayed. But I still enjoy the gemstones, and I will still use them. So I wanted to show you first. These are, I'm going to get close so you can see them. These are faceted quartz, and the reason I bought them, I want you to see how just they're really pretty. The reason I bought them is because my mother loves Herkimer diamonds, which are a quartz found in New York, I believe. And I may be wrong. Maybe it's Washington. No, I think it's New York. But anyway, there's one place that they're found, and these look a lot like them. They are really water clear like those crystals and faceted beautifully, whereas of course Herkimer diamonds have their own facets. They come out naturally faceted, but these you can facet them too, and I have seen them machine faceted, but these reminded me of them. And so I bought 5 strands of them, and there is a lot on each strand. I mean, these are long strands. And that's what I like about the gem show. You can get so much stuff for so much cheaper. These were $10 a strand for this many nicely faceted, very clear quartz. That's a really good deal. So I bought 5 of them. And then I walked over to another bead place that was more like a retail bead store, just a regular bead store, which I have no qualms with. I love bead stores. They are a little highly priced, unfortunately, and I do want to support my local bead store. But I bought some little tiles, and I bought some, well, you can see what I bought. And this little tiny haul here, a couple of half Tilas, what are they called? Yeah, the little half Tila thing. I bought a couple of these and a little package of size 10 beading needles. This was $50. This was $50. And the difference in the amount of beads and this being a true gemstone just shocks me. It just kills me. A lot of people ask me all the time or make comments that, yeah, you use beads that I have in my stash. I'm so happy you're not using all the new beads. I love the new beads and I will use them. And I get samples of them to design with and do videos. And I love them and it's great. But I also am on somewhat of a budget. I mean, I can't make my huge, you know how I make bead heavy things. I can't do that if I spend $50 on this many beads. If I spend $50 on this many beads, I can. And so I spent a lot of time in the gemstone aisles and in the Chinese crystal aisles because I could get 3 times as much, and it's all pretty good quality. I mean, I'm not a huge advocate of Chinese crystal, but I do like it. I don't so much like the bicones unless they're thunder polish, because the ends of them will be broken and they'll cut your thread, and they're not perfectly shaped, and they're not as nice as Swarovski. Of course, Swarovski is the best, and I prefer to use it, but sometimes I will go other routes, but not with bicones. The lowest I'll go with the bicone is a thunder polish. Or I'll use Preciosa, or I'll use Swarovski in bicones. But in rounds, rondelles, hex type beads, I will go ahead and get the Chinese crystal. It's beautiful. And look at the sheen to that. Look at the sparkle and shine to that. There is nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with the quality. And I've never had someone walk up to one of the pieces I've made, pick it up and say, oh, it's really pretty, but that's Chinese crystal. I'm not buying it. I have never had that happen in my entire career of making jewelry and selling it. Most of the time, people have no clue what it's made of, and they don't care. If it's pretty, they want it. And see, if I make stuff out of Chinese crystal, I can also keep my costs down and share it with my customers, so I can sell a little bit cheaper to them and actually sell things. So, and most of the time I don't get questions about, is this sterling or is this Swarovski? And if I do, I tell them, if it isn't, I'll tell them no, but I will make it for you in that. If that's what you would like, it'll cost double or triple, but I will definitely make it for you. Sometimes they say yes and they have me do it, and other times they say, no, oh, I like this. This is pretty. I can't imagine it being prettier. So all this hoopla about you can't use certain kinds of beads and you can't mix beads and you can't mix qualities, and it's a bunch of baloney. You can make quality pieces by using quality thread, number one, by sewing through it and reinforcing it very well, by being very neat and meticulous with your work. That's how you make really quality pieces that last. Like I said, there are some things. I mean, there's a really, really cheap seed beads that are all different sizes and all wacky, and yeah, I would probably say, because I have some of those here, and I'd probably say no, I don't recommend those. However, they still have their uses. You can do fringing with this, like a caterpillar style, do peyote and do your fringing with these, and they can add texture and interest to your piece, being different shapes and sizes. So there's still a use for them. So I basically am telling you that being a total bead snob and not liking certain things just because of the brand limits your creativity. It limits what you can, your playing field. So don't do that, okay? But if you do, you do. Some people just like certain things, and that's just the way it is. And who am I to judge? I'm not. So anyway, I got a bunch of the Chinese crystal. These are little, I think they're 4mm rounds, maybe 3mm rounds. They're a metallic, like hematite type of bead. I thought those were beautiful, and so I bought some of those. These little pink hex, I love them. And then I went for some bigger rondelles and rounds, And these are really pretty too. Look at the sheen on that. That's really pretty. How could you say that you wouldn't want to work with that? Why not? And this one, I thought all the different, if you can see that, all the different colors and everything in this big rondelle, that's pretty. I wanted to find some smaller, like 4mm. I either found really tiny or kind of big beads. I couldn't find anything in between, but that's okay because I have a bunch of that in my stash that I can use with these beads. And then I bought these round crystals. These are very pretty. They're kind of like disco ball round. Let's get a little closer so you can see them. I seem to really have had a blue thing this time because I bought mostly blue everything. These, they're very pretty. They have kind of a AB finish with a little bit of a gray tone on them. They're really pretty. And then I bought these, which are basically the same, just darker. Those are really pretty. And then, and these were, I think these were $2 a strand. The bigger ones were $5 a strand. Really excellent prices. Then the smaller ones, I think these were also in the $1 a strand. I found a bunch of these really long strands for $1 each. So I bought a whole bunch of them like this. And like I said, how can you lose? You can't lose. I mean, you can spend $50 on, well, a couple little pieces, or you can spend $50 and get all of these. These are really pretty too. I really like these. And then these crystals, I recognize a lot of these. You can get these, I recognize them from ChineseCrystalBeads.com and from ZNetShows.com because I use a lot of the rondelles and rounds from those two sites because they are extremely reasonable. So if you like these beads, you can find almost every single one of these beads on those two sites. Now, ChineseCrystalBeads.com, it's a little higher on shipping. I think it comes directly from China, but it's a little higher and slower on shipping. ZNet Shows has less of a variety, however. They sell out rather quickly, but they're still a good source, and they're still reasonably priced. And I got some of these little tiny guys here. And I'm going to move these so you can actually see. I'll move them back. Those are really pretty. They're kind of an emerald green with a silver sheen to them, a silver AB. I really like that. That would be nice for Christmas projects. Now these were all $1 a strand here. And so I got some, these are kind of like a charcoal color and with a really nice sparkle. I thought that would be interesting with some of the clear quartz. Like if I did clear, of course I bought some clear crystals too. Those are my quartz. I'm leaving them to the side because I don't want to mix them up because sometimes it's hard to tell the difference in the man-made ones here. So I have a bunch of clear crystal too. Let's back off a little bit. And I thought that this charcoal color would be nice with this clear crystal. Make something interesting with that. And then, so I got all of these clear crystals in different sizes too. Some of them are the 2x3 rondelles, some of them are 4mm round, some of them are 6mm round, all different shapes and sizes because I like to use a lot of clear because it's a great neutral and it's a perfect sparkler that you can add for wedding pieces or whatever. And if you don't have a color that's going to go with the bead you want to use, you can't lose with the clear, right? So that's why I bought a bunch of those. And not to mention all of my quartz. See quartz? Okay, now it just got really dim in my camera. I don't know why. But we're going to move on anyway. So then I bought all of these little tiny rondelles. I think they're 2x3, but there again, they might even be smaller. They might be 2mm round. I don't know. But I'll have to measure them if I use them in the video so you guys can find the same ones. And like I said, all of this stuff right here you can find on the net. You can find these things. Like I said, those 2 sites I gave you have these, most definitely. And all of this stuff was $1 a strand, except for the bigger ones. The bigger ones were a little more. So that was really a good deal. The little guy that was selling them laughed at me. He said, after he counted all of my strands that I bought and the dollar, he said, only 29. I said, only 29? Oh, I better get some more. So it was pretty funny. Anyway, I had a good time there. I met a couple of people that were a lot of fun. I don't know anyone out here that's in the beading community, so if any of you live in Denver or Thornton, North Glen area in Colorado, let me know. Maybe we can meet up and have some little classes or go to bead shows or whatever together, because I don't know anybody that's interested in beading out here. I'm pretty much by my little self. So that would be great to know. And then I got these too. I was really into the greens and blues and turquoises, but these are really pretty. And these were also $1 a strand, I believe. I think these little bigger ones might have been $5 a strand. But all these small ones, all the way down to the 2x3s or 2mm rounds, they were $1 a strand, which is crazy good. So I bought tons of those. So I'm going to show you all the crystal I bought, and I want someone to tell me that it's not worth buying Chinese crystal when you can get that much for basically the same price as getting this. I'll add this little bunch to it. This was $45 here. This was $47 with the needles included. So I'm sorry, but I can't. I mean, logic tells me that this is a pretty darn good buy here. So that's just part of it. At this particular booth, I spent $167 because I just kept buying. Move this stuff back. Okay, and for $167, I got a whole lot of beads. I've spent $200, $300 on maybe twice that much. Yes, they are wonderful beads. I love these beads. These are Miyuki. These are the tube cut or the hex cut type of seed beads, or not seed beads. They're delicas, and I really like that. I really like these two, and I have something in mind to do with. I love them. They're great, and I don't complain about the prices. However, it's just crazy not to indulge in the others either. I mean, it's crazy to cut yourself down to just one thing when you can have so much more, and you can mix these with these, and why not? I don't see any problem with that. I do it all the time. Let's look at these little guys. These are really pretty. I bought these, as you can see, these were $11 for just these little tiny bit of these dagger beads, but I bought them because they're just so cool. And yes, the more expensive beads are pretty darn cool, and they are worth it, but like I said, don't limit yourself. Indulge in both. Okay. Then I bought some glass pearls. And these are really nice. The paint is nice. They have a great sheen. They're nice. They have a good weight to them. And these are really pretty colors. So I bought these. This one I really liked because it's kind of the shape of rondelles. They're not completely round. They're kind of flattened. And I think that's pretty cool. And you use them in place of a rondelle. And then I bought... These are actually a gemstone. I'll wait for that. This is glass here. The pearlized glass, like a drook. These are really, I don't know if you can see the sheen on them. Look at how pretty those are. Really neat. And they feel good. They have a nice, good feel to them. These were, I think they were in the $5 a strand. I think. They may have been a little cheaper than that. They may have been just a couple dollars a strand. I don't remember. And then these white glass. These are really nice. So all that I think looks really pretty together. You should just make a multi-strand like this. Look at, yeah, I think that would be great. Okay, and then I got some, oh, where is that really pretty? Oh, here it is. These are really cool. This one was a little bit more. It was like $7 a strand. It's opalite. Look at the way the light. I should have bought more of these. Might have to go back and get some more. But they're really pretty large size, and a lot of times I don't use, I mean, I do use larger size beads, more so than a lot of the other bead weavers, but they're more difficult to work into weaving. However, I may use them for some wire work or something else too, but I thought these were so cool. Even just to string these, they're just cool. I can work them into something, but that's why I didn't buy a whole bunch of them. But these are really neat. And I mean, the way the light, that just so cool. They're moonstone, but but they are not, I don't think they're natural. I think they're man-made. And then I bought a couple of these little strands of the little prism type crystals. I think this would be really pretty on the end of netting or something. Some kind of necklace that I can dangle them off the ends. So I got a couple of these, and I think you can find these online anywhere too, so that's why I bought them. I try not to buy beads that not everyone can get their hands on, because when you're televising yourself, televising, I don't know if that's the word, but when you put your videos on YouTube and it goes across the world, it's kind of useless to use beads that no one else can find but you. So that's another reason why I will use glass pearls and just crystals and just the basic beads more so than the newer fancy ones, because it narrows my viewing audience. Even though they can get their hands on those beads, they can have them shipped overseas or whatever, they generally choose not to because of the expense. And so the beads are more expensive, and then the shipping's more expensive, and so it just narrows the field of who can view the videos, who enjoys the videos. And I don't make patterns and sell them and do all that. I basically just have my channel. So I don't want to narrow my audience. I want to keep it broad. So that's why I do the way I do. A lot of people make comments, oh, you actually used beads. I have. Well, that's because I have the same things, and I purposely do that. So that's why. And I know that everyone appreciates that. I haven't had anyone come on and say, hey, you're not using this bead or that bead. I haven't had that happen. But I have had a lot of people say, hey, I really appreciate that you use stuff that I have. So that's good. Of course, I'm not a bead company. I'm not trying to sell beads. So, you know, there's a little bit of difference in that too. And if any of you watch my older videos where I was going to sell kits and started selling kits, I don't do that anymore. It became too much of a burden to do financially and time-wise after my husband died. Because I was leaning towards just starting the business and probably quitting my job and doing that full time. Maybe even hiring someone. However, after he died, that changed the whole situation. So that's why I'm not doing that. So some of you watch the old videos where I say there's a kit available or whatever, and then you email me or text me or message me or whatever, and I have to tell you, I'm sorry, I'm not doing that anymore. So I just wanted to put that out there. Most of you know, but I'm not going to try to do that. I'm just going to have my channel, and I'm going to play with my beads. That's all I'm going to do. It's all I have time for. I work a full-time job, and I just don't have time to do the rest of it. And I don't think I'm going to get big and famous and rich from doing this. I'm just not. So I'm just going to keep it on a hobby level, enjoying it, and that's where I want to be. But anyway, these are some I bought. Some nice big opalites. These are really cool. I like this. I like opalite. It's one of my favorite. It has such a neat cast to it. It throws the light. So pretty. So I bought some of those. And then, more so in the gemstone thing here, I bought some tiger's eye. This was like, I don't know, $7. That's pretty darn good. Maybe a little cheaper than that, maybe $5. I don't know. But this is a really nice tiger's eye. It's got a great chatoyancy to it. Throws the light beautifully. I like that. And then I found these. These are really cool. I don't know what they are. I really don't. I think they're etched glass. I don't know. They're really lightweight. They're definitely glass. Maybe metal. I don't know. They're nice and cold, but they're lightweight. I think maybe they're metal. These I thought were really different and interesting. And see if you can see the etching on them. It's really cool. My battery's running low, so I am going to plug in the camera and we'll be right back. Okay, so to continue onward, these are just so cool. And then these are agate, Druzy agate, and I'm going to get really close so you can see. They just have little tiny areas of Druzy on them. They're just so cool. And this is from the gemstone table. I need to go back and get some. I just love gemstones. And I need to incorporate more into my designs. I don't do it on YouTube a lot because, of course, you could buy anything you want the same size. But a lot of times, it's hard to find exactly the same thing in a gemstone, even size-wise. Of course, you could use anything. If I used this, you could use, I think this is 8mm. You could use an 8mm glass pearl or whatever you wanted. But I think these are just so cool. And here's one that really has a nice little bit of Druzy on it. That's just cool. So I got a couple of those. And then there's some more agate. I really like this one too. The spidering of it. I really like this. I'm not sure which this one is called. I know it's probably spider agate, but I don't know what the whole name of it is. At this point, I don't know why. I usually know what every gemstone name is, but sometimes I forget. And I'm pretty sure it's an agate. Or it could be a jasper, but I doubt it. It's probably agate. But it's faceted, and it's just got a lot of interest to it. It's really pretty. I can use this in weaving. It's probably, maybe it is an 8mm also. And we're going to be making some bigger stuff, guys, because I got big stuff. And then I got a little bit. Yeah, I gotta love this stuff. I mean, it never goes away. I remember I had a little necklace when I was a little girl made of this stuff, a little heart that had this particular stone in it. I like it. And then I think this is like a pink jade or something. I bought it. I just like the feel of gemstones. They're cold and heavy, and I just love them. So I got that. And then, let's see. I will show you everything I bought. Here. This here. I'll back off and show you all of it. I can't even get it all in there, guys. All this too. And these. So I can't get it all in there. Darn it. Oh well. Let's back off a little and whatever we can do here. But that was my little adventure yesterday at the bead show. I might go back. It's still in town. I might go back and get a few other things. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. But I'm going to take the camera off and show you my bead hoard. And you'll probably tell me, no, Gina, you don't need to be going to the gem show again because I think you have enough. I'm going to show you how ridiculous I am with beads. I'll be right back. Okay, so here's a few of my beads. I'm going to show you. That's just my board of beads. My glass pearls in all different sizes. a lot of check glass, a lot of crystal, glass pearls. Yeah, there's a little lace there. I have a project. I'm going to use some lace, so that's why that's hanging there. But as you see, there's more beads under it. My bead room's a bit of a mess. If you tend to know, if you notice that, I'm sorry, and then I have this little organizer that's completely full of beads. This little organizer here that is stuffed full of beads. This board here, I don't know if you can see that board. I can't move very well because I had to get on a cord here because I'm low battery. But that whole board is full of beads. There's my little sleeping puppy. Poor little dude is getting old and he doesn't feel so good. Hi, Hunter. Hi. Look at that look on your face. Oh my, let's see. Oh, that's quite the look, Hunter. Go to sleep. Goofy. Okay. He's getting old. He doesn't feel very good. Poor little old dude. And then, let's back off again. Whoops, no, that's close. And then we have every single one of these drawers. These are mostly like on my seed beads. All of these here are check seed beads. There's just billions of them in there. And then I have some totes there full of beads. And then there's some up here full of seed beads. And then there's more here. Yeah, I'm a little ridiculous, aren't I? My family makes fun of me. I'm a bead hoarder. And they tell me I need to go. And there's all the new stuff I bought. I got to add that to the rest of my collection. Oh, and, you know, I don't know if you can see, but those are just slammed full. I have a whole shelf over here full of stuff, too. Uh-huh. Crystals. I have my Swarovski and stuff over there. So, all kinds of stuff over there. And each one of these drawers is just jammed full, too. Yep, I'm bad. I am just really, really bad. So, those are my gem rings. So, I don't know. Let's have a vote. Who thinks that I should go to the gem show again tomorrow? I do. Okay, bye-bye, y'all. I hope I didn't bore you to death with this video. But I will have something up and going for you real soon. I'm also going to do a couple of reviews of people that contacted me, and we'll make some different stuff with vintage stuff, and there's quite a bit coming up. And I hope you all stay tuned, and I hope you liked my nice little bead haul. And that would be that for now. Bye, everyone.